This is Steve Paul here with you with 668 Consulting Group. And as you know, we're doing a series with small business people to see how they're handling this crisis, some of the things that are affecting them and their customers. And I'm joined today with Bill Jennings, CEO of StaffChat, who is doing some amazing things. And obviously, our hearts really go out to all the people that are suffering right now and all the heroes that are out there, too many to mention, including, our healthcare workers, our supply chain, all the people that are striving to bring this epidemic, this pandemic, to a close. And we especially, our hearts go out to those who have, passed away and are sick with this. This is a serious issue. And again, I'm joined by Bill Jennings, and to discuss it. Bill, tell us a little bit about what StaffChat does and what's going on in your business right now in terms of dealing with the COVID-19 crisis.
Okay. Thanks for having me, Steve. I'm a big fan of yours as well. So, StaffChat, Steve, we've been in business now for about 9 years, and from a consumer standpoint, we're that company that you would see pop up on the website and try to answer any questions you might have or help navigate you through the website to get you to where you need to go. And it just looks like a nice feature to have to make things more convenient for the consumer, the shopper, while they're on a website. From a business standpoint, what we really do is we increase conversion rates. So if I'm able to keep that visitor from coming in and just leaving, that's what happens approximately 97% of the time. But if I'm able to take a certain percentage of those visitors, come in, meet and greet them, and represent our client's culture, then I can convert some of that, some more visitor traffic into leads and paying clients. So in a nutshell, what we do is we increase top line revenue while decreasing client acquisition cost. So that's what we do.
So it sounds like when your people are, if I was to hire you on my website, your people would actually get more engagement from the people that are visiting my website and convert them, more people, into customers. Is that kind of it in a nutshell?
Convert them into opportunities. So that's what we want to do. We want to create more opportunities for you to convert them into customers. But yes, we want to create more opportunities. So basically, we're just going to give somebody, a visitor, someone to talk to. So we're going to say, in so many words, now I'm not an engagement specialist. I could never do their job. They're very good at what they do. But they're going to engage them in the meaningful conversation and find out what they're interested in and why they're on the site and what they're shopping for. And through that meaningful conversation, collect their contact information, give that to our clients, and then our clients can call them back and say, hey, Mrs. Jones, we noticed that you were speaking with Brandy and you were interested in this type of procedure. Why don't you come in for a free consultation? So we're just giving them more opportunities to increase their revenue.
Now, you've been doing this for 9 years. Obviously, it's been successful. What's changing right now with the pandemic?
The questions and how we're representing our clients. It's some things remain the same. I mean, you still have businesses, Steve, are still doing business. Now, if you listen to the news every day, you'd think there's a comet headed toward the earth right now. But we're still in business, and there's businesses that are still making business decisions. They're just, the way that they're spending money is a little bit different because they're giving up more on the luxuries and they're buying more of the needs, right? So we are in need. People are more likely to visit you through your website than they are to drive across town to your physical location. So we are the first point of contact for those visitors that come in. So anyhow, so again, like I said, those are the best leads that can be provided to you, because we're capturing those people at their highest level of interest. So when somebody enters your website, that's when they're at their highest level of interest. We meet and greet them at that time. And then when we hand them over to you, those are people who aren't just interested in, let's say, an industry-wide procedure, but your particular business. That's why they're on your website. So
now, we were talking a few weeks ago, and I think this is really interesting, because one of the things that you told me, and we were looking at your business model at the time, was that you are able to increase conversion rate by 40%. And I was amazed at that number, because that's a great number. So what's happening now with the conversion rates? And you mentioned the different questions that people are asking now. So how is that playing out with your current customers?
Well, again, Steve, it's how our clients see us. So what they do know is that you have two types of people who are visiting the websites, right? So you have people who are interested in becoming a client, but then you also have existing clients that just have questions about what's going on in their business. So for instance, we're very deep into the senior market. And so a lot of the conversations that we're having right now are just relatives of seniors that are living in the community and wanting to know, what is the community doing to make it safer? What are the steps they put in place? And so what happens, that community shares that information with us, and we're able to pass that information along to the visitors, if that's what the visitor's requesting. So, a lot of it is service work right now. A lot of it is just serving their existing clients and, putting people's minds at ease. So, yeah.
Boy, putting people's minds at ease is really, really important right now. And, I think of all the different industries, that are being affected. I mean, something as simple as getting your hair cut. I mean, obviously I missed out before the lockdown. I don't even think a person can get a haircut right now.
Steve, stop it. Your hair is beautiful. You know it. You're not, we're jealous. You had to bring up the hair. Okay. Yeah. So we're jealous about the hair. Go ahead. Anyway. Okay. Yeah. Well, I hear what you're saying. I understand the point. So more businesses are being affected if they're not doing a couple of different things. I read an interesting article yesterday, and what this guy said in his article was that whether you like it or not, business has slowed down. I mean, you can hope, want, pray, you can show as much empathy as you want, but businesses right now are working very lean. So if your business isn't falling within three categories, isn't doing at least three things, then it's going to be a struggle. And one of those things is, does your business help drive down costs for another business? Now, luckily, we're in a business that does drive down the cost of new client acquisition. We can do that. Does your business, serve a purpose where it can bring in new business? Luckily, we do that too. So there's, like you said, there's other people who are working and other businesses that don't fall within those categories. And those businesses they're just going to have to wait it out, Steve. They're just going to have to know that we as a nation are too strong, too hard-headed to allow, something to dictate how we live. It's just not going to happen, right? So we're going to get over this. It might take us a little bit less time than what we think, and that's being optimistic, and that's how we work. Or it might take a little more time, and in that case, you just have to write it out and keep a positive attitude and know everything's going to be fine.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. And my hair example, it's not. Is more concerned for all the hairstylists and businesses like that, and hopefully those those are some of the frontline employees that are going to be suffering. I agree that that this American spirit, and this is why I'm working so hard to get these stories out there, get stories out there like yours, that behind the scenes, behind what's going on in the news media and everything else, there's a lot of small businesses that are working hard, figuring out ways to navigate this. Like you said, lower costs, provide services that are really needed. One of the things that really got me excited about talking to you and interviewing you, Bill, was that you were able to start putting on people remotely, and you've actually hired more people since the lockdown happened. Isn't that true?
Yes. I mean, for the first 7 years, 8 years maybe, Steve, we were a remote company anyway. So all of our people work from home. It wasn't until last year we opened up a physical location, and for company reasons. But Steve, you can't have too many good people, especially too many good salespeople. And if we know that we're providing a service that can be helpful during this time, then I want to be able to provide that sales opportunity to as many people as I can. Especially if they're good, good people. And I didn't say good salespeople. I said good people. I don't think you can teach somebody to be good, but you can teach a good person to be a good salesperson, I think. So, there's really no limit to how many people I'm willing to bring on board and teach what we're doing and give them an opportunity to work from home if that's what they need. I'm just happy that I'm in that I have a business and I'm in an industry that allows us to do it.
Well, I hope that just the fact that we're doing this interview allows a couple more people to see the opportunity and connect with you and get to work and help working together as a team here. Isn't it also true that you've actually gained some new customers?
Yes. Yeah. It's slower. I mean, we're not signing up clients, like we were before this uncertainty. People are worried right now. Even if you have something good, people are still concerned, right? So they're going to listen to it just a little bit more closely. You might have to say a little bit more. You might have to be a little more convincing. In fact, you might have to be able to prove without a shadow of a doubt that what you're about to do is going to help them and make them better. And there was a second part of that. Go ahead, Steve.
Sure. Well, first of all, it seems like the customers of your.
Okay, Steve, I don't mean to cut you off, but now I remember what I was going to say. Here's the thing, and this is it in a nutshell. Things have changed. You can't get around that. I mean, that's why we're having this conversation, right? Because business has slowed down. And now you can make a decision. You can slow down with it, or you can speed it up. And when I say speed it up, that means that, if you're running in muddy water and you want to run the same speed, you're going to have to move your legs quicker, right? You're going to have to move them twice as fast, put them up and down twice as much. And so that's kind of what's going on in our company right now what we're telling people is, look, if you want to continue to make money, to continue to work and pay your bills, and you're going to have to work harder. There's no getting around it. And that's a decision that you make. We just decided to do that. When this all started, the first thing we did was we were very proactive. We called all of our clients We didn't wait for our clients to call us because they were scared, right? And we didn't want to have to react to almost getting into a misunderstanding of where we stood. We were very proactive when we called and said, hey, we're going to continue to do this for you. And so that was the first thing we did. And then the second thing we did was we just sped up our activity. So we make more phone calls. We get up earlier. We work longer. And we know that this is a period of time where that's what it takes. And if you're willing to do that, then you'll get through this. But if you're going to look at this as a problem where it's just too much and I'm just going to lay down, well, you're going to be one of those, probably one of those companies or one of those people that are going to, I don't know, be looking for a job.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, a serious situation comes up and pick up the phone, right? Pick up the phone. Don't wait. Don't send an email. Pick up the phone and let's put our heads together. Let's solve it. Here's what we're doing. Yes. What do you need? How can we help you?
Yes. No, exactly. No, you couldn't have said it. You couldn't have said it better. You know how you can be of benefit. You know how you can be of value. So you've got to be ready to be proactive, pick up the phone, and let somebody else know that. Because the alternative is to be reactive, wait for them to pick up the phone, and them already know it, right? So you can proactively call them and say, let us tell you why continuing to work with StaffChat, I'm going to use my own company as an example, but let me tell you why continuing to work with us is to your benefit. And they'll listen, and they're either going to understand and agree with it, or they're going to listen and understand and not agree with it. But at least you've taken the proactive step to where they're not trying to sell you on why this is a bad time to continue the service, and then you've got to come back and rebuttal that. And so it's just
proactive, and I heard you use the word empathy earlier. And what would you say to someone that really needs a job right now because for whatever reason they're stuck at home and can't work, but they don't have sales experience? Should they reach out to you?
Why not? Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, my grandfather told me a long time ago, Steve. You can imagine how long ago that was. I was really young, and this was my grandfather, and he owned a roofing company. And he once told me, Bill, when you go out and you're looking for a job, and you're in your interview, don't ever tell the person you're interviewing with that you need a job. Tell the person that you're interviewing with that you want to work. That's what you say. Don't say I need a job. Say I want to work. And so for the people out there that would come to me and say, Bill, I want to work. I'm ready to learn a new skill. I can teach people to, best sales practices. I've been doing this for a long time. So I can teach people that, but what I can't teach them is the want. They have to want it. But if they want it, I can work with that. So I hope that answers your question.
It does. I love that. I absolutely love that. And so I believe you're in the middle of doing some training with some of your new people on staff. And what are some of the things you're hearing from them, and in terms of what it's like to come in and start working with you?
Oh, they're excited. I mean, they're excited. At the end of every day, and what we've been able to do, Steve, is our normal training class that we would do in-house in our conference room would take about 3 weeks. And we've been able to take that same course, put it online, because we don't have the distraction at the office like the coffee pot, the Coke machine, talking to each other about things that have nothing to do with business. We don't get sidetracked. But we've been able to take that course. We've been doing it online, and in 3 days, we're over halfway done. And so I think we're going to be able to take a 2 to 3 week course and probably have it finished in probably 6 days. And
That's,
just excited
I'm
after.
interrupt. I'm gonna, that's amazing to me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing to me. Is that going to change how you do things in the future, after all of this passes?
No, I don't think it's, it's not going to change. No, it's not going to change things. I think it might add to. I mean, if we're finding success, if we're finding success, Steve, doing this, then of course we would continue to do it. But that still has to be proven, right? And so right now, there's people out there right now that want to prove to me that people can manage their time and manage their activity from the comfort of their own home when there's so many distractions in the home, right? You got the crying baby, you got the kids screaming, you got the dogs barking, you got the walk you need to take, your favorite television shows coming on. And it takes discipline to really to work from home. It really does. And when somebody comes into the office, I can teach them the same sales skills, put them behind the computers, teach them everything, but they don't have those type of distractions to deal with. So naturally, more activity gets done, and more activity, the better the result. But I have people right now in my ear saying, Bill, we're going to prove to you that your theory is wrong. And if they do, then yes, I would continue to have these online courses and do the training. And I mean, people can work out of their homes remotely. They don't have to be in Denver. I can have people in Seattle. I can have people in New York. I can have people in Florida, all over the place working. And as deep as our markets are, to be honest with you, there could be an unlimited amount of people doing it. So
I absolutely love hearing your story because I'm hearing multifaceted things all at once. I mean, first of all, as a business owner, you're figuring out what you have to do to be proactive to make this work and to actually literally console your customers and to adjust to help your customers and employ people. I absolutely love the fact that you have people in your ear that they can whisper to you and tell you, I'm going to prove you wrong.
yeah,
I mean, wow, don't you love that spirit?
I do. And, Steve, you and I know each other from LinkedIn, and we know some of the same people on LinkedIn. And it's those same people that we know on LinkedIn that have told me that I am wrong about a remote sales force. And now I'm giving it, a chance, and I hope that I am wrong. I really do. I just know that there's some things that are undeniable, and those things are just distractions that you have at home. And now those are undeniable. Now, can somebody manage themselves or maneuver themselves around those distractions and be productive? There's people that say they can, and I'm hoping that that's the case.
So I love the fact how you are allowing them you're empowering them. You're allowing them to take their power to control their situation and do something about it because of the opportunity that you've given them. And to me, when you start talking about the spirit of the American entrepreneur, I believe with all my heart that that's where the greatest success is when you, the business owner, you, the entrepreneur, allow that to happen. You give your own team, that platform to succeed.
Yes, Steve. First of all, every good CEO, and I'm not calling myself a good one. Probably I'm probably down at the bottom of the barrel, but every good CEO knows that he works for his people, not the other way around, right? And so I'm here to support them. So when they tell me that they need something from me, then it's my job to get them the things that they need. That's my job. The other thing that I would say is this: when you start talking about power and giving up power, the real true form of power is the ability to give it up. That didn't come from me. That came from one of my mentors a long time ago, and we were talking about management style, and he told me the true power is having the ability to hand that power to somebody else. That's true power. So
Absolutely love that. And it kind of reminds me also of a good friend of mine, Heather Younger, Leadership with Heart, how she talks about the voice of the employee. And um, it's amazing how many people that are out there that want to succeed. And when you give that to them, that's their opportunity.
right.
Bill, tell us real quickly again how site staff chat works and how to get a hold of you if someone's looking for work or someone wants to learn about your services.
Okay. Very simple. I mean, to get a snapshot of what we do, what we do is not rocket science, but to get a snapshot, just visit our website. Site staff, SITESTAFF chat.com. So sitestaffchat.com. On the, you can read about, you can go through the tabs, read anything you want. I would, suggest reading some of the blogs that talks a little bit about us as well. There's a careers tab where you can read about the outside sales position as it is. And through that website, you can send us your resume. You just attach it and hit send, and we get it. And we'll give you a call if you feel the need to reach out to us over the phone. I think there's a 1-800 number on the website. Feel free to do that as well. But yeah, it's pretty easy.
Well, my hope is, and I really think that some people are going to pick up some good tips from you and some good insights. I'm especially happy to put that opportunity out there that you can actually employ people right now in a very beneficial way that's actually helping. What go ahead and give everyone just what advice you might have or something to grow on here to help get them through this crisis in general.
Okay, here's what I would say. So number one is this is the perfect opportunity right now to expand your reach. It's your perfect opportunity to do research. Doesn't mean you need to shut down by any means. Steve, I think that what you're doing is a great service. I think the interviews that you're doing and bringing out some of the let's say opportunities out there, bringing that to life so everybody can see them. I think that what you're doing is part of the solution. So thank you for that. I'm thanking you on behalf of everybody, myself and anybody watching. The other thing that you can be doing is positioning. Yeah, the other thing that you can be doing is using this time, because you might look at me and say, "Oh, I don't want to work at Site Staff Chat. I don't want to be a salesperson for them. I mean, I have a business and I want my business to run, or I've got just other, I've just got other dreams, hopes, and ideas that I want to run on." And what I would say is that's good. If you have the cushion, then use the cushion that you have now and become, make your, start your branding. I mean, right now is a good time to work on getting your message out there and getting people to know you, know what you do. And, right now is a good time to be doing that. Whereas you only could spend a couple hours, maybe an hour a day doing that. Now, if you're not doing anything, you've got a lot of time on your hands just to position yourself so that when things do come back, you're in a great position to start calling those contacts that you've made and stuff like that, so that business can start with start for you right away. So there's a lot of things that you can be doing right now.
I really, really appreciate that, Bill. I mean, I'm getting excited just listening to you talk about that because it's so true. And for anybody that's watching this, listening to this interview right now, the wisdom that comes from Bill, and if you need employment, you want to join a great team, that's an additional benefit to pick up on Bill's wisdom, his team's wisdom, and you can grow from that as well. Bill, the hope of these conversations is to help lift people up and share opportunities and help people get through this. And I definitely appreciate your time here and your insights. Great talking with you.
No, same, Steve. Anytime you want to do this, this is fun. So please keep up the good work, Steve. I think that what you're doing is just fantastic. I really do.
Thank you, Bill. Cheers to everyone.
All right.
Good luck. Go get them.
All right, bud. See ya.
All right. See ya.